All right, wildflowers and friends, now that we have the basic sight words down, we have to talk about some interesting spelling patterns. And the one we're going to talk about today is when you put a TCH. We never put a TCH together. We don't put it at the beginning of words. We put it at the end, and that's why I put this little line there. That means you're going to have the beginning of the word, and at the end, you're going to have TCH. At least in English. I've seen a name Cherney, but that came from another language, a last name, surname. And I can't think of any right now, so I'm going to say pretty confidently, no. It always goes at the end. It has a vowel sound in front of it. So let's take a peek. I'm going to use a red mark at these words. We have one. The first one is match. It has an A, so I'm using red. A, so that's the vowel. I, O, and a U. I can tell you right now that those vowels are going to have the short sound because we have a consonant in front. See, each one has a consonant. This one has, SPL. It's a blend. But that's still a consonant. That's three sounds. Spl. And this one has two. CR. We don't really care how many they have at the beginning. We just care that they have at least one. Now, match. That's the CH sound. So I'm drawing one blue line under each CH. Ch, 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 ch. Because CH together says ch. Well, guess what? If you put TCH, I'm going to extend that. So the T is getting lumped. The T is getting lumped with the CH. Yep. And guess what? You still have ch. So CH, the ch sound, can be made. Remember, when you put lines like this, it means sound. It can be made by having a TCH, not just a CH. We don't hear it. We don't hear the T. We don't say mat, pat, pit. No, we don't do it. And we know that this has a consonant sound at the beginning and one at the end. So these are short vowel sounds. Short A says a, p, ch, patch, ch, match, p, ch, pitch, ch, ditch, spl. That's a lot of sounds there. 3, ch, splotch, ch, notch, ch, crutch. Yeah, these are harder ones. We don't usually see these in first grade, but maybe they might be in some of our sight words. We definitely see them in second grade, and then we keep adding endings to them and making them into longer words in third grade. So this is a pretty tricky lesson. So I am going to put a little curve over each vowel. A, I, Yep. So that we know that it's a short vowel sound because it's closed. It's closed in. It has a consonant sound on either side. Yep. So let's read the list again without doing the sounds. Match, patch, pitch, ditch, splotch, notch, crutch. Now, we can have match is just one, singular. Patch, they don't have an S, but when you have a TCH, you can't just put an S on it. You have to put an ES. Yeah, you do. Yep, you can't just shove an S onto a TCH. you have to shove an E. You don't have to make any changes to the TCH word, but you do have to have an E before you have an S. So I'm taking them from singular, meaning just one, to plural. Now, when you do that, you're adding a syllable. What? Well, this E is going to make a sound. So I'm going to use red line under it. Yep. Remember, these are sounds. A syllable has to have a sound. We're going to hear that E. It's going to say eh. 5 more E's, and they're all saying eh. So, and guess what? This is one of those situations where the S is making a Z sound. We've talked about different ways to make the Z sound, but let's remember, sometimes you just put a Z and it says Z. So sometimes it's just a Z. Sometimes you have 2 Z's, like buzz. Sometimes you have an S. Depends where the S is. Depends what it's next to. Sometimes it's a tricky heart word. And sometimes, and in this case, when the S has an E before it, this is a prefix. It's going to make a sound. The S is still a consonant, but it's making the Z sound. So I'm going to put a little hint up there. Z. When it has an E, when it's in this syllable, ES, most times it's making the Z sound. Yeah. So let's try them again. Matches, patches, pitches, ditches, splotches, notches, crutches. Now what have we got going on here? We now have 2 syllables for each one. Watch my tap. Matches, patches, pitches, ditches, splotches, notches, crutches. So we know we have to split it. The reason we know this is because it has a vowel sound here and a vowel sound here. Pay attention to those lines underneath. Look how many letters this is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 letters, but it only makes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 sounds because these all go together. Oop! Egg time. All right, let's see. I had to pause that for a second. I hope this worked out. Now, I told you the T doesn't talk. But look what happens when we have to break it. Mat. It doesn't really sound like much of a T. It's not like tch. We're not stressing that T sound. Mat. We're not making it really loud. But it's there. At. The T belongs over here in the closed vowels. So that A can say a. Mat. And then ches. Hey, there's my S. Matches. Pat. Almost sounds like a D. Almost sounds like your mouth stops talking. Pat. Now you decide. It's not a very loud sound. It's very quiet. Pit. Pit. We don't say pit. Dit. You can almost hear it there. Splot. Not. There's the word not. It's not a very loud T sound. Come on, T, D. It's not stressed. It's very quiet sound. Crutches. Yeah. So the TCH is together. That T is silent. We don't hear it until we start making, we try to sound it out with a suffix ES. And it went from being just one to more than one. Crutches, notches, splotches, ditches, pitches, patches, matches, matches. Hey, I'm going to write them all. This is what they look like when you're breaking them into syllables. The pat goes over there, and the chiz. Pat the boy on the head. If you think about it, we don't really hear a strong T sound, even when we use it by itself. Pit. Like a CVC. Dit. When the I and T are together, hardly hear it at all. Dit. And then chiz. Here's my spool. There it is. Splot. It's like takes the word splash and spot. Kind of splotches. Notches when we cut little chinks in something. Or and then chiz. Yeah. This kind of lesson is really important for remembering that S's make a Z sound. It's really important for sounding out 2-syllable words. Yes. It's really important for learning ES is a suffix that means more than one. And when we put it on there, the S is making the Z sound and we separate the T from the CH. The T gets to stay in syllable number 1. Matches, patches, pitches, ditches, splotches, notches, crutches. Woo! Man, these 2-syllable words are tricky. We got to learn how to put suffixes on. We know how to spell them, say them, write them, read them. Yeah, we're on our way. Good job. 12-minute lesson. One of the longer ones, but so important. I had fun teaching you. Again, like always. Yeah. I hope you had fun learning. Thanks for learning with me.